Hey everyone, I'm Goel, and today I'll be doing a sketchbook tour for a sketchbook that I've been wanting to show you guys for a really long time. So this was a sketchbook that I had initially planned on using as a more like a travel sketchbook, but then it ended up being something I used both at college, while traveling outside, and at home. The first sketch was something that I did while I was at a doctor's appointment, sitting outside waiting for my turn, and of course I had to inaugurate it with BTS. The second one, this Jimin one, I did it during some sort of a ceremony that was going on in the auditorium and I was getting bored. And I came back home and I finished some details, and the next one has to be my most favorite sketchbook spread in this one. It's the cute animal spread. I think I started it the same day I started the previous Jimin one, but I ended up finishing it at home. And I think I get a serotonin boost every single time I come here and look at this. I had put up a poll on my Instagram asking my followers what to draw, and I don't remember exactly what the prompt was, but this was a part of it. And for this one, someone had asked me to draw myself, so pun intended. This one always reminds me of the Japanese flag for some reason. This was again the part of the same Instagram poll that I had put up. Here we cook. They don't really look like themselves, but I feel like I got the vibe right. Kind of still like the sketch anyways. Now, and here comes Tom Holland. I've been a fan of Spider-Man and I had to draw him. Someone had asked me to draw Bane, the anime character, but then I did not think of the anime character. I thought Bane as in Bane, and I kind of ended up representing it in this way. The prompt for this one was piercings, and I drew Jungkook on one side and some really cute and dainty piercings on the other side. The prompt for this one was, I think, galaxy in a bottle. I'm not really sure if I like how it turned out, but then I did not try to make it any better. It seemed cool the way it is. And here I have a very adorable lion cub. Absolutely love this one. These are some random sketches that I did in between, and these are my slippers. I was bored. These were a couple of sketches that I had made during a road trip. I drew whatever I found in front of me. I had a fan. This is my dad's charger. This was the lamp in the room. It seemed very intriguing in terms of shape. These are my dad's shoes. This is a very spontaneous sketch that I did, and I don't really know what I was thinking while doing this. Here is Jungkook, his side profile. These are some panels from mangas that I was reading. Here is a Namjoon sketch. I really like how this one ended up looking like. I had met this little puppy on the same road trip. He was super tiny. I took a picture of him, came home, and then finished the sketch. Here's another very sweet dog I had met. Here is Haken. I was very inspired by her photo. I had made these designs and patterns on the right side of the sketchbook spread for some sort of a commission that I had taken up. And then I got inspired by it, and I used it for the background for this Lisa sketch, and I think I really like how it turned out, because initially it looked quite boring, and once I added the background it kind of became really unique. And here I just wanted to use some really cute chibi manga stuff that I found on Pinterest and other screenshots that I had. This little guy gives such personality to my sketchbook. I sketched a corner of someone's house I was visiting, most randomest stuff together. And here we have Wang Yibo as Lawanji from Untamed. I'm a big ゚Socials fan, so of course I had to have him here. And here's a Hyunjin sketch I did during my flight back to my place. And during the same flight, I also sketched this. During the same flight, I also sketched this teacup, and the strawberry thing was illustrated on the drink that they had given us for free that day, and I really wanted to draw that. And the next one here is the thumbnail sketch for a painting that I did, which you can see on the top. It's called Liot. This has to be one of my most favorite woman sketches. I love how her face is so angular, and there are so many interesting shadows in this one. And these are my cute little plants that I had in my room. The previous page had left some blue marks that had bled through, I believe, to this page, and so I converted this into this whatever. I don't know what I was thinking, but just made this. Here's a small, very quick still life sketch. Another very interesting woman sketch. I love the shadows in this one as well, and I wanted to illustrate devil in this picture. It's not really seen, but then you can see it at the background. If you observe carefully, you can see the horns. It's very subtle. These two were quick, I think 15 minutes each sketch that I did in one day. This is Karina from Aspa, and this is a random reference from Pinterest, I believe. This Jimin sketch, I do not really want to finish it because I really like how this unfinished look looks like. This is the Tanjiro spread that I had done, inspired by my friend who had also drawn Tanjiro at that time. I couldn't really get myself to finish this page, so I didn't really force myself. Now we have Megumi. Has to be one of my most favorite double page spread in the sketchbook when it comes to anime. It was very satisfying doing this one. This was a very interesting one. I was painting something else and my brush had some extra paint left in it, which I decided to just start rubbing off on one of the pages, and I ended up making it hair. Here I have the Maknae line. I do not like how Jungkook's eye turned out in this, so I had some extra gold left from the previous painting that I was doing, and I just put it on his eye. I think that kind of added an interesting effect, to be honest. And these are some sketches that I did while chatting away with people. Especially, I think it was very relaxing doing it while chatting. And this is a very cool reference by this particular artist, which I cannot remember right now. And here are some monstera and some floral sketches. And this one is actually a live sketch that I later came home and painted. This was during a road trip. My favorite figure skater, Yuzuru. I just wanted to do a quick gesture drawing. This one is acrylic on paper. This one too, this was inspired by Taeyong. I tried to not make him look like Taeyong, but then he still did in a way. Some people identified him in my Instagram comment section, to which I was quite surprised about, to be honest. And this one was supposed to be a gesture study, which kind of ended up as a double page spread. I don't really know what I was doing here. This was a quick, I would say 45 minutes oil pastel study. It was very fun, to be honest. I'd been wanting to use my oil pastels for a really long time. I had not used them apart from maybe just teaching in my drawing classes. And here is Sungho from Painter of the Night. Very quick sketches. This was a page that had some ink blots from previous drawings. I think I got inspired from a tattoo on Pinterest and I had to turn it into something, so this is what I made. Here's a quick chimney sketch in ink. I was new to ink this time. I'd not used it much. I'm mostly into watercolors, but I wanted to try using ink as well. This was a very cool reference that I found on Pinterest, and I had combined it with some Chinese painting motifs that I found. And here comes a Custy. Here's a quick chibi that I'd made of him. And here is Sugar in his real form. This is the handsome man spread that I made. I just woke up and I wanted to draw beautiful men, and so I did. Here's a quick Namjoon sketch, and this one had a very interesting angle. Someone had requested me to draw this one, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed doing this. Here's our queen, my friend's cat. It's her eating her lunch like a ball. And here's the woman's spread. I wanted to include women of different ethnicities. I tried to include as many as possible, as much as I could fit into one page. And this was my first little attempt in gouache. I used gouache for the leaf parts and watercolor for the rest. I was just trying out and testing the waters using gouache, so it was not a full attempt, just a little trial to just get a feel of the medium. And this actually was my first official gouache attempt, where I tried to use wash for the whole painting. It was supposed to be a pen sketch, but then it failed real bad, and then I was like, I'm just gonna give it a try. If it fails, it fails. It actually became even better. Pen sketches are actually really good base for gouache. And here comes the last page. I wanted it to be very special, so I decided to illustrate my most favorite song, Spring Day by BTS. I wanted to include my most favorite scenes and make a proper double page spread for it. And yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more art videos. Thank you so much for sticking along until the very end, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.